From 1901 to 1954, in the city of Philadelphia, there were two Major League Baseball teams, the Phillies and the Athletics. The Athletics, or the more prominent nicknamed A's, were led by a journeyman catcher, now turned manager, Connie Mack. Mack and the A's established themselves quickly in the major leagues, winning 6 pennants and 3 World Series by the year 1914. Financial problems forced the team to move west to Kansas City, where an insurance tycoon named Charles O. Finley took control of the team in 1960. Eventually, Mr. Finley headed the team more west to the city of Oakland, California, where Green and Gold have captured 4 World Series titles. And thanks to interleague play, a Philadelphia rivalry is renewed once again. It's the Phillies and the A's next.
We're at beautiful Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for Game 1 of the series, the pitching matchup. A couple of young right-handers, Mark Leiter Jr. for the Phillies, Daniel Mignon for the Athletics, and of course, the main man is in town, the Philly fanatic. We're looking forward to seeing him all weekend long. A's and the Phillies coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball, along with Ray Fosse. I'm Glenn Kuiper. Well, a couple of teams that are excited about their young hitters. Let's start with the Philadelphia Phillies. They have a first baseman by the name of Rhys Hoskins. He's from Sacramento. I mean, he's been terrific, and he really has not been in the big leagues very long.
You know, Matt Stairs, who played for the Athletics, is now the hitting coach for the Phillies. And with this young man, he says no matter what is thrown to him, he hits it out. It's amazing. They try to pitch him in, try breaking balls, they try fastballs outside. It does not matter. So it's going to be impressive, very nice to watch him over the weekend, because A's pitchers will have to do and be at their best if they're facing one of the hottest hitters in all of baseball. And I think that we get a chance to see the young man as well.
Well, the A's are pretty excited about their big, strong first baseman as well. That's Matt Olson. Olson and Hoskins both have 18 home runs already this year.
You know, the one thing about Matt Olson, he can handle lefties, he can handle righties, he's handling the breaking ball. He's probably going to have to handle a few more fastballs. You just saw Tony Sipp breaking ball that went second deck at the Coliseum. In Boston, he got another breaking ball that he hit into the bullpen of the Athletics in Fenway Park. But the young man is strong. It's hard to believe he is 23 years young. The way he plays the game, it's like he's been here for 10 years. He's an outstanding first baseman. Should be a great weekend. And oh, by the way, Stomper's going to be upset that you said that.
I know, that's all right. Stomper will get over it. It's the Philly fanatic. Come on,
That's
we're going to have some fun. So interleague baseball coming up on what is a beautiful night for baseball here in the city of brotherly love as we are at Citizens Bank Park. We'll have lineups and first pitch. It's the A's and the Phillies coming up on NBC Sports California.
NBC Sports California is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Jack in the Box. Come try the new $4.99 Smoky Jack Burger Combo with small fries and a small drink. Limited time only.
Welcome back to Philadelphia, Citizens Bank Park. There's the crowd filing in on a Friday night. The A's and the Phillies. Let's check the game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. It's 81 degrees, a little bit humid here in Philadelphia, but very, very nice weather on the East Coast for the middle of September. Feels like summertime as it was warm and humid today. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Athletics, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Matt Joyce will lead off. Joyce is in left field. Marcus Simeon's at shortstop. Jed Lowry's at second. Matt Olson is at first. Ryan Healy gets a start. He's at third base tonight with Matt Chapman getting his first night off. Bruce Maxwell is the catcher. Pinder's in right. Powell's in center. And Migden is the pitcher.
And his name is Mark Leiter, but as a junior. His dad, his uncle, or Al, played, but this young man pitching for the Phillies, making his ninth start. He's been out of the bullpen a little bit, but the young man can throw a lot of different pitches, getting an opportunity in the rotation. We'll see how he does against the A's. And in like most teams, and you say them for the first time, have no clue who some of them are.
So left field, Aaron Alkier, Odavel Herrera, Nick Williams. That's left center.
That's good.
Right?
That's good.
Miguel Franco, J.P. Crawford, Cesar Hernandez, and Reese Hoskins around the infield with Andrew Knapp doing the catching. So both teams with lots of youngsters, but both teams with some talented youngsters. Yeah. It should be an interesting weekend of baseball here in Philadelphia.
Hard to talk to Matt Stairs, who's now the hitting coach for the Phillies, formerly with the Athletics, and he said he's looking at the A's roster just like the A's looking at their roster, saying, who are these guys? Yep. Well, get a chance to see them on the weekend, and you're right, some pretty good young players.
So Matt Joyce steps in, Leiter's ready. And he kicks and deals the first pitch of the ball game, and it's a little bit outside. So 7:08 first pitch. Fouled straight back. Quick look at the umpires for tonight. Shane Libbensbarger. Have not seen him this year. Jerry Lane is at first. He's the crew chief. Then Dan Bellino and Mike Estabrook finish off the crew. So Shane Libbensbarger is calling balls and strikes. 1-1 the count to Matt Joyce. Joyce hits one foul left side. Not a real big crowd on a Friday night.
Now, one thing for sure, they've talked about this park. You saw it in 2011. Ball carries very well. It's a home run hitter's park. I'm watching some batting practice, and I'm sure you did. The ball is jumping. It jumps. Second deck, right field. Second deck, left field. Batter's eye.
Grounded foul.
It's almost, you could look at it like Coors Field, where they talk about the ball traveling so well because of the altitude, but you'd like to have sinker ball pitchers. This is almost the same thing, and it's not in Colorado. 330 down the right field line, 329 you saw on the left field line. 354 that is. 34, 334.
So 2-2 the count to Matt Joyce. 23 homers, 63 RBIs for the A's left fielder tonight, Matt Joyce. That one rolled over towards second. Hernandez flips to first, and that's the first out of the ball game, a 4-3 ground out.
Time now for the Nissan keys to the game for the Athletics. No mistakes, because yesterday, as we saw in the game against the Boston Red Sox, they could have won the game, but probably made a few too many mistakes, and of course learning from those, they'd like to do that. And 6 road games remaining on this trip. A's, as we have talked also about the road problems that the A's have had. Be a good time against the Phillies. The Tigers try to have a winning road trip, and their last one will be in Texas, but this is a big one to try to get a winning road trip.
So here's Marcus Simeon, 255, 6 home runs, 32 runs batted in for Simeon. Simeon, for the first time in a couple of weeks, not hitting in the leadoff spot.
Well, as you described earlier about Chris Davis, and He is away in paternity leave. But skipper said that when he does return, Marcus will return to the first spot in the batting order. Matt Joyce has done a good job hitting second. So it's really kind of manipulating the batting order, you know, based on the pitcher and how everybody else positions, and especially in the National League Park.
So don't know if we'll see Chris Davis this weekend here in Philadelphia.
Probably not. We wish them well, though.
Yep.
He's one home run away from Double X, who played for the Phillies, for the A's, that is, in Philadelphia. The last to hit 40 home runs back-to-back seasons, so I'd be looking forward to that happening. Figured before the end of the season it will.
3-1 pitch to Marcus, hit foul just to our right into the upper deck. So the count is full to Simeon. Just underway from Philadelphia. A's got in last night, around, I guess, what, 9 o'clock from Boston. 2 pitch is fouled again. Of course, there was a little bit of rain with game 2 of the series in Boston. Right as we were getting on the airplane to leave Boston, it actually started to rain, and it rained hard for a while. And we sat on the runway for a little while. Then we were able to get out of there and take the quick flight to Philadelphia. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch. Go 2 away here in the first.
It's kind of a split finger change that he throws at 82 miles an hour right in the middle of the plate, and the fact that it's 10 miles an hour slower than his fastball turns out to be a good offering for him in the middle of the plate.
Pitch cast brought to you by Penn Fed Credit Union. And with 2 outs, here's Lowry. Lowry at 276, 12 home runs and 55 runs batted in. Well, he's got it all.
Yes, he does.
Splitter, change, curve, cutter, slider. A little bit inside. Mark Leiter Jr., 26 years old. Not a big guy, 6 foot, 195 pounds. He was a 22nd round pick of the Phillies back in 2013. Made his major league debut in April of this year. Made his first big league start in June.
Well, you're right about both ball clubs, and I think the Phillies, we will see that they're trying to see their ball club for the future. Same with the Athletics. And both benches very full.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of similarities between these two teams. I think both teams kind of got their fingers crossed as far as young pitchers. The New Jersey Institute of Technology. I don't think I'd have lasted there. It sounds like it's homework's pretty tough. There's Mark Leiter's dad, Mark Leiter Sr. Pitched a long time in the major leagues with 7 different teams. That's Pete McCannon, the Phillies manager. And it's a walk. So Lowry's aboard. Well, Mark Leiter Sr. So he pitched a long time, 11 big league seasons. A couple of them here with the Phillies. He pitched a couple years with the Giants in San Francisco. Mark Leiter.
Pitched well for the Tigers. You see the Tigers cap.
And Uncle Al, who we see on TV a lot. Al was a very good pitcher for a long time. So Mark Leiter Jr., he's probably been a pitcher since a very, very young age. We don't know that for sure. It's just a guess.
Well, Larry Anderson, who does the radio, former teammate, brother of mine back in Cleveland many, many years ago. He's been on the radio for the Phillies for many years. And very, very important trade. His guy he's traded for went in the Hall of Fame this past year. The name of Bagwell. But anyway, he was saying that when Mark Leiter Jr. was younger, he had a fear of pitching inside. So he said when he was younger, his dad said every second hitter pitch inside, they'd hit him. Got to the point that he said, hey, not afraid to pitch inside anymore. And you know, there are a lot of guys, and we have seen some guys that cannot pitch inside. They just have difficulty doing it. They try, but if you try to pitch inside, you make a mistake and the pitch ends up in the middle of the plate. We saw it with Altuve against Darrell Cotton. 0-2 fastball supposed to be in, left in the middle of the plate, 2-run home run. And I wouldn't condone hitting guys, but if you've got to use both sides of the plate, and if you can't pitch in, you have to learn how to. Maybe you don't want to be the hitter standing in there to be the recipient of that pitch, but something that is important. But if you can't, don't do it. Don't try.
So 2-2 to Matt Olson. Kind of a half a shift on the infield for Matt Olson.
Same thing, Marcus Semion's though is coming right now to Matt Olson off speed.
And it's popped up foul.
Not with the same conviction that he threw it to Semien.
So 24 pitches in the first inning for Mark Leiter, and it's not like there's been a huge rally. There's just been some long at bats.
First hitter 2-2. He saw a 6. That was Joyce. Then Semien 3-2. Saw 7. 3-2 to Lowry. Walked him. Now 2-2 with the foul ball here. Another.
So the count remains 2-2 to Olson. 18 homers, 36 runs batted in.
Now, a lot of times a hitter gets the big leagues and he's seen a lot of fastballs, and when he's proven that he gets the fastball, here comes the off-speed pitches. Daniel Mingdon ready to go as always. But in the case of Olson, he's handled the off-speed pitches.
Wow. Look out downtown. Second deck in the back. Wow. 2-0 Athletics.
Well, Reese, as Reese Hoskins at first base, kind of looking at himself at that monster shot. Wow.
Well, watch where this one lands. Back of the second deck.
Well, I was just thinking if he gets into one, he could do exactly what he just did. And there it is at 90 miles per hour right down the middle. And Matt Olson, he just puts his head down like he did in Boston and takes the slow trot. But there it goes. See if the camera can follow it, because it is a long shot. Wow. Look where it lands. Almost went third deck. That quieted this crowd down a little bit.
So number 19 for Olson.
And you think about this inning, and you're right, Kai, not anything happening until that home run, but it's the Jed Lowry walk that third place hitter gets the first 2, walks Jed, and then brings up Olson. Gives him a chance to swing the bat, and there you have it.
Healy chases a breaking ball. 1-1 the count. Healy 25 home runs, 75 runs batted in. He has not played a whole lot of third base, especially since Chapman got here. Chapman getting the night off, and as Bob Melvin pointed out, this is his first off day since he was called up. So well deserved for Matt Chapman. And Matt did struggle a little bit at Fenway Park in the 3-game series, so maybe a good time to give him a rest. With Healy at third base, and he rips one toward right center, and that's going to fall for a hit. So Healy's aboard.
Well, you follow the big boy, you have a tendency to try to match him. But that's a good swing by Ryan Haley, going the opposite field to right center with a fastball. Stayed inside perfectly. Basic thing with Matt Olson, that was a 2-2 fastball. It's not like it's 3-1, 3-0, 2-0 that he's looking for it. He just reacted, and like Healy reacted, hit the ball nicely to right center. Olson just went a little bit farther.
Here's Maxwell, and a fastball first strike. Well, they're at least on the internet, it's telling us that that home run was 483 feet. Now, we don't say that very often, 483 feet. But as we sit here in this ballpark and look where it landed, and it was not pulled down the line. It was toward right center field and well into the second deck. So that may be a fairly accurate reading. 483 feet.
If not farther. Maybe they don't have the measuring stick for that area. Well, this is the way you're right. This is over the AT&T sign, way up above.
See, that's it. That's about 483.
Yeah.
We did our
just about
very fast calculations. 2-pitch to Maxwell is outside, so the long inning continues for Mark Leiter.
StatCast will show it. They'll show the arc, the launch angle, and they'll show how far it went. And they'll go, see, we're going to have it pretty soon.
Maxwell swing and a miss on that split changeup. So Maxwell strikes out, but a couple of runs for the A's and a very, very, very long home run by Matt Olson. Check it out. 2-0 Athletics after a half inning. Starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Here it is. Cesar Hernandez, Odubel Herrera, Aaron Altier, Reese Hoskins, Nick Williams, Miguel Franco, Andrew Knapp, J.P. Crawford, and Mark Leiter.
And Daniel Minglen, who started the second game of the doubleheader last Saturday at the Coliseum, will be on the mound tonight against the Phillies. Remember last year he made his first pitching debut, his major league debut as a starter in Cincinnati, so he's somewhat familiar with the National League clubs. Again tonight, see if he can pick up a win, especially with a 2-0 lead early.
Facing switch hitting second baseman Cesar Hernandez, hitting .293 with 8 home runs and 30 RBIs. 24 doubles, 6 triples for Hernandez.
Jeff, I don't think last Saturday we saw Daniel Minglen do a single pump. Everything was double. And which was a little bit unusual because we've seen him do both. But that's 3 in a row that he's done the double windup. Matt Stairs was saying, I was watching to see if he does a single pump on a slider. I said, forget it, Matt. He doesn't know himself what he's going to do. So don't try to figure it out.
Bounced right to Lowry. He grabs it. 1 away here in the bottom of the first. Let's take a look at the A's defense tonight. Has Matt Joyce in left field, Boog Powell's in center, Chad Pinders in right, Healy, Simeon, Lowry, and Olson on the infield with Bruce Maxwell doing the catching. That'll bring up Odubel Herrera. So Ryan Healy says, this is kind of cool. I'm out here, get to play.
I was out here 72 of 73 games in the second half last year, and it's rare for me to be there now.
First pitch to Herrera is a strike. It's quite a show when Odubel Herrera gets in the box. We've been told this by numerous people. He tends to take his time.
Well,
which by Sunday may drive both you and I crazy.
Well, he's already done something that I don't know that I'd see pitchers in the past wouldn't appreciate it. He went down and he touched the batter's box, touched home plate, then looked out to the pitcher and kind of gave a "how you doing" kind of a nod. I've known some pitchers that drill him after just looking at him that way. But if he's that way, then we shall see.
You look at where his front leg starts, and he's on the white line. And then he lifts up his leg and pulls it back in. You will not see a whole lot of guys. Watch that front leg. Chops this one slowly. Lowry's got a charge. Quick throw to first, and they got him. Herrera can scoot down that line.
His final little part of his hitting is kind of like Rougned Odor. He'll lift the leg and start running out of the box quickly, and he almost beats this out. Nice play by Jed Lowry, though, quickly, and nice stretch by the big man at first base. But Jed knew he did not have a lot of time. And there. Then nods. Hey, how you doing, Daniel?
Here's Aaron Altier, the left fielder.
I think somebody did that with Yadier Molina a couple of years ago in St. Louis that started a fight. Did somebody tap?
Just saying hi. Simeon with a big hop. Throws across, and 3 ground ball outs for Daniel Migden and 10 pitches thrown. So a good start from Migden. 2-0 A's after 1. Today's game, a very nice moment, kind of a sad moment though.
Yeah.
That is Ray and Lorraine Murphy. Now they are the parents of Sean Murphy, who A's minor leaguer, but unfortunately last April he passed away from a heart disease, and we remember hearing about this, reading about it.
Yes.
He's from the Philadelphia area, and tonight his parents, Ray, father, Lorraine, mother, on the field, and Ray throughout the first pitch. Was a very, very nice moment by the Phillies organization and the Athletics. But lost Sean Murphy way too early. He was only 27 years old. when he died April last year of heart disease. So
I saw a jersey with his name on the back being signed in the A's clubhouse, and this morning saw Blake Trinan, and he said a van was picking up a few of the guys at 11 o'clock to go out and visit with the family. So it's kind of a very emotional day, not only obviously for the family, but for the A's players. You saw the picture of Bruce Maxwell catching him, but
he played with a lot of those guys.
Exactly. Very sad.
1-2 to Chad Pinder. Pinder, Powell, and Migden here in the second inning. 2-0 the A's lead on Matt Olson's home run.
So the A's are hopeful that one of these next two hitters gets on base so Daniel Migden can bunt. That would be the objective of every pitcher in the American League hitting in a National League park.
Pinder swings and misses. So that's the third strikeout for Leiter. So 1 out here in the second inning.
You think back to the at-bat by Matt Olson before he hit the 2-run home run, and you see the very good splitter thrown by Leiter, and here comes another one. Just bottom drops out of it. But the thing that Olson did, he fouled off a couple of pitches with 2 strikes, and it looked like Leiter at the point said, well, let me try to sneak a fastball by him, and he didn't do it. Could not sneak it by him. It went second deck.
So 1-0 to Boog Powell. Inside corner strike. Boog Powell at 277 with 3 home runs. Oh, went to bunt and it hit him.
That's a fair ball. You believe that? Maybe not.
No, foul ball, but he turned right into it, and boy, the pitch was coming right at him. And it literally hit him right in the chest.
Yes, it did. And that's the tough part about when you're bunting, and that's why a lot of guys do not square around, literally turning their body towards the pitcher. Got him in the left arm. So the ball, when I said fair ball, the umpire went out, the catcher went out to get it because it hit him so hard. And that's why the catcher Knapp went after it. It did roll foul.
Well, here's the question, Ray. Did it hit the bat?
But that's what I'm thinking. If it did,
it
then,
must have, because they're not giving him first base.
No.
But he also may have
he
been
had offered
attempting
at it. Yes.
Offer at it, exactly.
He probably got hit in the shoulder, but the fact that he had bunted after at it, it's like swinging.
It doesn't matter if it hits you.
That's right.
Then.
It's a strike.
Kind of a tough break for Boog Powell. And then he swings at a pitch in the dirt. So let's take a look at it again. Kind of an interesting play, but
check the left shoulder. Yeah, it missed his bat. It went under his bat a couple of inches. Check right under the bat, and then check the shoulder. See, brought the bat back, but it hit him in the left shoulder, and that's why it went halfway down the first baseline.
But my question is, if he brought the bat back, which it looked like he did, then why is it not a hit by pitch?
He may have peeled the third, and he said he was going through. Who knows? But I agree that being down the line,
maybe he didn't pull the bat back in time, but he was attempting to pull it back.
And that is his throwing shoulder. Usually you protect.
That one's hit hard, and it's off the glove of Crawford, and Migden's going to have a base hit. So a very hard hit ball for Migden. How about that?
First major league hit.
Take it. Remember, Migden, his major league debut was in Cincinnati. He got a couple of at-bats that day.
Tell you what, he impacted us. I mean, the leg kick, and watch the leg kick. Yeah, here we go. I've got a fastball, unload.
Pretty good swing.
Absolutely. Of course, Galvis, the regular shortstop's not off, and you can hear somebody yelling, Galvis would have caught it.
Second inning, game 1 of the series, and somebody below us is yelling, and that one is hit right field. Williams looking up, and that baby's gone, and it's 4-0, the A's lead.
Mingdon will get more high fives probably than Matt Joyce. But Joyce, like Matt Olson, crushed the ball. Ongoing career high, 24th home run for Matt Olson, or Matt Joyce, and a lot of Matts. But this one, hanging breaking ball. That's what good hitters do. They take advantage of mistakes. This ball just floated in right over the top, and it was gone.
So the pitcher gets on with 2 outs, and the next guy hits a home run. And that one's hit to right, but toward the line. Williams, and he dropped it. He was there in foul territory, and he dropped it. So Simeon says thank you very much.
He might have been fearful of the sidewall, but concentrating, and he just flat out missed it. It's very padded. So I'm sure he's played there enough to know that had he gotten into foul territory and hit the wall, it was going to stop him.
So 0-1 to Marcus Semien, who struck out in the first inning.
Was that a no play? No play.
It's not that far away from being an error.
I think Mark Leiter probably thought it was. And I think there are a lot of people thought it was.
That one is ripped toward right center field. Williams hustling in, and this time he makes a nice running catch. So another 2-run homer for the Athletics. This one belongs to Matt Joyce, his 24th home run of the year. So after an inning and a half from Philadelphia, the A's leading 4-0. So bottom of the second inning, the A's 4, the Phillies nothing. And here is the man that hasn't taken long for him to be a fan favorite, Rhys Hoskins. Big first baseman. And he's from Northern California, from Sacramento. Went to Sac State.
Said he's going to spend a lot of the winter in San Diego, but he's going to go to God's country, Lake Tahoe. He's going to the west side. Said he loves to go to Lake Tahoe, and he said if he lived in Reno or played in Reno, which he doesn't want to because that's AAA, he said he'd probably live in Tahoe. It's a great place.
He was a 5th-round pick in the 2014 draft. 6'4", 225-pounder. He's a big fella, plays first base, and he can play the outfield. And he has been something special. This one's popped up and it'll reach the seats. Well, tonight's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Frostbrewed Coors Light. Major League Baseball rookie home run leader since the All-Star break. See Hoskins with 18, Olsen with 15 now. Matt Chapman on there with 12. So rookie home run leaders, that's in all of baseball. Hoskins has 18.
Oh, the ones. There you go. I was just thinking that with a double, you could see how Hoskins just waited, but doing the single pump, he had to start his rhythm, his load a little bit sooner. Did foul the ball back.
Hoskins, 18 homers, 39 RBIs in 34 games. Very close pitch on a fastball. So 1-2. Nick Williams to follow, and then Maikel Franco. Migden went 3 up, 3 down with 3 ground ball outs in the first inning. And a curve spins a little bit high, 2-2. And he got him. Breaking ball down and away. Migden strikes out Hoskins for the first out.
Good slider after the curveball that really didn't break sharply enough, but it went slider on the 2-2 and got him swinging. Looked like a strike. Unfortunately for Hoskins, ended up out of the strike zone, but a good pitch by Migden to get him to swing at what turned out to be a pitch out of the strike zone.
So one away. Here's the right fielder, Nick Williams. Williams takes a little bit low. We will do our best in the next 3 days to inform our great listeners back in the Bay Area as much as we can about these Philadelphia Phillies players. Because they're all young. And they're all part of what the Phillies hope is a bright future. And you know what? I'm sure the Phillies broadcasters are doing the same, because the good folks of Philadelphia are wondering about these Oakland A's, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, maybe they would say, let Kipe and Ray talk about the A's. We'll talk about the Phillies, and then we'll be happy. And A's will be in Detroit soon.
Well, we could go that route too, either way.
But when we go to Detroit, they've got a bunch of new players as well. Because they've got a bunch of players that are gone. Right now, the A's, 5 in a row by Daniel Migden. Not only that, but a base hit for the A's starter. So maybe if it comes down to Bob Melvin having to make a decision about, do I pinch hit? Maybe I won't. Maybe I just let him hit. But the thing about September and the roster is increased, you really don't have to worry about using a pinch hitter. The A's, whenever they were playing the National League parks, they were down sometimes to 2 and 3 extra men, one of them being a catcher, which made it difficult. Pinch hit all the time.
Maikel Franco, 20 homers, 67 RBIs. And he's down quickly, 0-2 in the count. Franco has the 20 home runs. He also has 29 doubles. He's got a triple. In the dirt. Franco just 24 years old, another young player. Franco lays off that pitch. That's the pitch that Hoskins swung at. Franco does not, so the count even at 2-2. What a play by Healy on the backhand. Throw to first in time, side retired. Terrific play by Ryan Healy. 6 up, 6 down for Daniel Migden. We're headed to the third. A's with an early 4-0 lead. The third inning, it'll be Lowry, Olson, and Healy against Mark Leiter Jr. Lowry had a 2-out walk in the first inning, and that was followed by Olson's 2-run homer. First pitch is down and away to Lowry. And Matt Chapman getting the night off, but Ryan Healy looked like Matt Chapman on that play to end the bottom of the second inning.
You know, and I think Matt Chapman was probably the first to greet Ryan Healy after that great play. Probably has no clue what to do except do that talk. Starting pitcher, shortstop.
That one's hit hard, and a nice play by Hernandez. Spins around and throws to fourth.
Smart play of the day brought to you by your California Ford dealers. And speaking of Ryan Healy, tremendous play. This ball scalded and backhand, got it, plenty of time. Got the ball from Matt Olson, threw it in the stands, made a fan happy. But a tremendous play defensively by Ryan Healy. And remember, he has not played a lot at third. And people say, well, he's deficient defensively, but tell you what, he could play some third. He did it last year. Second half of the season when it came up right after the All-Star break. Did a great job at third.
So here's Olson, his home run in the first, 19th of the year. He now has 19 home runs and 38 RBIs. He has done that in 51 games. And this was the home run, and it was a long one.
Just a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, and if you throw 95, you might throw it by him, but you're not going to at 90. Way up in the second deck towards the back.
That one was a fastball at 91, but it looked like he was maybe a little bit toward the inner half of the plate. And Franco grabs it.
And amazing, look at it. He just hit a ball according to the stats, 483 feet, and shaking his head going back second time. See, you're only as good as your last at bat. And the case of what he just did, he's thinking about what he just did now in missing a pitch versus what he did in the previous at bat. And that's what you like about him, because he is in every at bat when he goes to the plate.
2 outs for Healy, who had a base hit right after the Olson homer in the first inning. Fastball at 91 for a strike. Healy was 2 for 7 in that series against the Red Sox. He's lost 2 out of 3. These are 22 and 49 on the road, so that's the area that needs to be improved on for the Athletics looking into next year. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss by Healy. Healy's like, what was that pitch? Lots of movement. Strikeout number 5 for Leiter. 4-0 A's as we go to the bottom of the 3rd.
Anniversary team next season. Fans can vote for up to 50 Oakland Athletics from a list of the top all-time A's greats. Voting is open now at athletics.com/50. That's 50. And will be active until the end of the 2017 regular season. Oakland Athletics 50th anniversary team will be honored at events during the 2018 season.
So 4-0, bottom of the 3rd from Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. Andrew Knapp, J.P. Crawford, and then the pitcher Mark Leiter. Migden's gone 6 up, 6 down.
And the good news about Migden so far, 6 ground ball outs, or make it to 5 of the 6 outs have been on the ground. We talked earlier of where the ball travels here, although the ball that Olsen hit did not need any help.
Knapp is a switch hitter. 2-0 the count. Phillies come in with a record of 57 and 89. They are in a battle for the #1 draft pick next year. And that one taps slowly toward Olsen, who steps on the bag for out #1.
Is that good?
Yeah, that is not good. They're in a battle with the Giants, the Phillies, the White Sox. So those 3 teams. And you could put the Tigers in there as well. Right now, the Giants, believe it or not, have the worst record in baseball, so they would get the #1 pick. Phillies have the 2nd worst, then the White Sox and the Tigers. So, as we like to say, not a list you want to be on.
No, that's the dubious one.
High draft picks are great, but they come at a cost of having a really bad season.
But the Astros probably right now saying we were bad, but we drafted well. They've got some pretty good draft choices that are now playing and going to be playing in October, thanks to a great season by Houston.
Well, that's the thing, though. They say that now.
Yeah.
But they were miserable 4 years ago.
Right. But they got some good draft choices, like Correa. So they, by playing miserable baseball, yeah, I don't think they enjoyed losing 100 games. And if your payroll is high and you're happy that you have the worst club, the high draft choice, it's not good because you're paying a lot of money and you hope the fans are going to be watching you.
Well, the Phillies payroll is not that high. The Giants is very high. The Tigers very high.
Would you
White
say
Sox not really?
Would you say the Tigers? Did you say that in Boston about theirs being
I think there's
one of the
second.
highest?
Oh. Gosh. Maybe not anymore because they have made some trades, but at the beginning of the year. There's a line drive, base hit left field. So that's the first hit for the Phillies, and it's by the young shortstop J.P. Crawford.
And the first hit for the Phillies comes in front of the pitcher. See what the Phillies decide to do with one out. Usually in the past we've seen the National League teams with one out have the pitcher bunting, just try to get a runner in scoring position. A's expected with Ryan Healy in front of the bag at third.
Leiter shows bunt early and then takes the bat back and takes a strike. So Maxwell will chat. Well, the A's the last 2 years have had the number 6 pick in the draft. A.J. Puck a couple years ago, and he's been great.
Yeah.
And he's not that far away from being in the big leagues.
Yeah.
We would be surprised if he's
That's true.
in the conversation next year. This year they took the high school outfielder Austin Beck. There's a strike, and it's 0-2.
Actually had a perfect pitch to bring the bat back. First fastball to Leiter was right down the middle. Slider, see if he can get in chase, and it's going to square around the bunt.
And this one is a good one. Bunts it right out in front. Migden's throw in time. So Leiter does his job. A successful sacrifice. So the Phillies, for the first time tonight, have a runner in scoring position. That's Crawford at second.
Mark Leiter's got to be thinking, thank you very much. There's a slider. I can watch the ball in at about 83 miles per hour. And perhaps Migden was trying to throw a ball out of the strike zone, but Pep, I think you've said it best. It's hard to hang a fastball. But a slider, he just left it right in the middle of the plate to try to bounce it. And you go back to the dugout and say, how did I do that? Why did I allow him, after 2 strikes, 2 very good fastballs, give him a chance to bunt a ball?
Here's Cesar Hernandez, the leadoff man. He grounded out to second. Let's go back. Hernandez lines one down the left field line, but foul. Hernandez, not a new player for the Phillies. This is really his 3rd full year. He's the second baseman for Philadelphia. .272 average in 2015, a .294 average in 2016. 1-1 pitch. Migden got a good fastball in a little bit on Hernandez. He was a switch hitter from Venezuela.
He's from Valencia, saw it on. He was featured up on their jumbotron here from Valencia, Venezuela. That's where a few guys are from, named Felix Hernandez, the top pitcher from Valencia.
Right back to Migden. Migden underhands to first side, retired. Crawford stranded at second base, and we're on to the 4th inning. The A's lead the Phillies 4-0. It was June of 2011. Game 1, a walk-off hit by Ben Francisco. And then Game 2, Trevor Cahill pitched very well, and he got the win. 6 strikeouts in 7 2/3 innings. And then Game 3, Roy Halladay. No surprise here, a complete game for the big fella. So the Phillies took 2 out of 3 from the A's. Again, that was 2011. And
2 weeks. That's
right. He was
a couple of weeks. He got his first win 2 weeks before that in Chicago against the White Sox.
So overall, this is the 6th series that these two teams have played.
Yeah, that unfortunate first game that was shown with Francisco pinch hitting, base hit over Sizemore's head. Notice he was playing even in the bag. That was with 2 outs, a runner at third. And I remember Bob Melvin, there was no scatter report really on what Francisco might do or not do. So he flipped the coin, kind of took a chance, and had Sizemore playing even the bag. The ball bounced over his head with 2 outs, thinking he might bunt. Remember the next day, Charlie Manuel was managing. Hey, he's not going to bunt, but nobody knew, and that's why you take a chance, especially when you're new to the club, as the skipper was at the time.
2-2 to Maxwell.
By the way, do you know, wasn't that the series that the A's had success and they wore those gold jerseys on the road?
That's right.
Remember that? They had to bring, and that was the ugliest thing. The gold jerseys with the gray pants, but there was superstition involved in that.
Yeah. Oh, I think we were in New York.
We were with the Mets right before that. Exactly. Matter of fact, drove from Philly, or from New York to Philly. Andrew Bailey came home and got to save first that weekend.
The A's were also here in 2003, which is a very long time ago, but that was not in this ballpark.
The vet, right? This is his go-to pitch, the splitter for Leiter. Split changeup that he throws pretty successfully.
Yeah, it was Veterans Stadium.
Mets, yeah.
So the A's in Philadelphia in 2003, 2011, and now this year. Veterans Stadium is long gone. It was, of course, the home of not only the Phillies but the Eagles. It was right here, right next door where Veterans Stadium was, and when that got knocked down, it was this built in a brand new football stadium.
Yeah,
it's really a beautiful sports complex.
I think he was managing when we were at the Vet in 03. Larry Bola was the bench coach. Managed and played. A little bit of a hothead, but you know, he enjoyed it. It's Michael Jack Smith. Or Schmidt, who is.
So Pinder strikes out. So check it out. Look at Trevor Cahill sporting the yellow top, gold bottom. And again, the A's had a little winning streak. They were feeling pretty good with the gold tops at home.
Yeah, that's right.
And then they came up with the, well, we got to take these along. Steve Vucetich had a couple extra cases.
And I think it was a surprise. What if the guy showed up and they see the gold jerseys in the locker and said, what is this? Well,
it's a little bit of a different look. Usually you don't see that with, you don't see the yellow with the gray pants very often, as the A's have the green top and gray pants tonight. But they gave it a shot.
You know, it seemed like when we were in the 70s, we had the gold, the green, and the white tops, but we wore white pants all the time. So that would have worked out. They could have worn the gold jerseys.
Would have worked great.
Yeah, and had the white pants. That's why the wedding gown white on Sundays, 13 Sundays, was like a sport jacket, because it was beautifully white. But the pants have been worn every game, so a much different look.
1-2 the count to Boog Powell. Boog Powell struck out in the second. And he hits that one up the middle, and that's a 2-out base hit. And Powell waited on that breaking ball.
What a shot, huh? Another breaking ball right in the middle of the plate. A hanger right over the top, and Luke says thank you. He's hit a lot of breaking balls for hits and home runs recently. I don't know what kind of scouting report they have on him, but Takes it up the middle for a good hit with a couple of strikes. And Daniel Mingden, normally you'd say this is great because the pitcher gets to hit, does not have to lead off the next inning, but the way Mingden swings the bat, maybe it's not such a good idea for the Phillies.
Mingden had a base hit off the shortstop Crawford's glove in the second inning, and it was huge because it came with 2 outs, so he was aboard. But it allowed Matt Joyce to hit, and Joyce hit a home run.
Well, all 4 A's runs have come with 2 outs, both 2-run home runs.
And it was the first big league hit for Mingden. Good swing again. That's good hack. Watch this swing in the second inning.
Fastball down the middle, belt high, and Mingden all over it. That just surprised a lot of people, but not Mingden. That's a pretty good swing.
So 0-2 to the pitcher. One tapped foul. Oh. It is foul. It looked foul, then it looked fair, but called foul. Jerry Lane, the third base umpire.
Leiter's walking off to the dugout thinking it was a fair ball.
And Mike Estabrook, excuse me. That's Jerry Lane at first. Estabrook is at third.
Well, last thing as a pitcher, you want to run hard thinking it might be fair, but hit in front of the bag. But then evidently, according to Mike Estabrook, the ball went to the foul side of the bag.
So another 0-2 pitch coming to Mingden. This one is fair, right to Franco. Flips it across, side retired. So a runner stranded. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th. It'll be Herrera, Eltier, and Hoskins. 4-0 A's. Time now for the unlimited baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Trevor Bauer on the mound tonight for the Indians as they go for their 23rd straight win. They are currently leading 3-1 in the third inning. Mike Fiers suspended for 5 games, throwing a fastball over the head of the Angels' Luis Valbuena. So they don't like each other. And Jake Marisnik looks like he's going to be out for the rest of the season with a broken right thumb. That's just some of the goodies going on in Major League Baseball. We could have 5 or 6 graphics with all the stuff that's going on right now. Of course, the Cleveland Indians continue to be the story, and so the last 3 innings of their game last night, and I actually, and this is going to sound strange, but when they didn't score in the bottom of the 8th inning, they had the bases
Right.
loaded, 1 out, and I was thinking, man, this is it.
Get this, they're leading out.
And they were down to their last strike.
Yeah.
And they got a run in the bottom of the 9th last night and to tie it, and they got a run in the 10th to win it.
And the thing about Ramirez in the 10th, when he hit a ball to right center, he had 2 on his mind, and he got a double, a
That
walk.
was it. But when he did that,
Yeah,
then you're
exactly.
like,
Yeah. But he's leading the league in doubles, isn't he?
Yep.
And every I've seen them play a couple times, and twice he's done that where he's out of the box, ball in the gap, and who is that? Kane playing the center
it was
field.
Lorenzo Kane.
Yeah, he just got to him. Oops, there he goes, and throws off line. That's the way they're playing, though.
22 consecutive wins for the Indians, 4 away from tying the major league record.
You saw that graphic, had a 3-1 lead tonight against Kansas City.
3-1 in the 3rd with Bauer on the mound.
And the one thing they're doing, and I was thinking, Kipe, watching a little bit of the game last night, that you could see the crowd and reminiscent of the years in the 90s when they moved into Jacobs Field. And I remember going in there, and they did not leave. They had a packed house, 455 consecutive sellouts, and not one person left, even if they were trailing. They just felt they were part of their success. And you could see that last night with the fans' support that they had. And they're just going to keep bringing it on.
1-2 pitch to Herrera, and it's in the dirt, 2-2. And they also clinched last night.
That's right.
So
yeah.
they did not clinch because of their win. I think they clinched because outcome of a game later on in the night. But so the Indians are officially into the postseason, along with the Nationals and the Dodgers. Those are the 3 teams that are in so far. Astros got to be close, right? How are they not in yet?
Well, they're
14-game lead
for the division. I think I'm sure they've clinched the postseason, but if Cleveland has, I'm sure the Astros already have.
I want to say it's like 2 or 3, their magic number. 3-2 pitch to Herrera, swing and a miss. Good fastball from Migden. He gets his 2nd strikeout.
And I think that was a single pump. Right over the top and challenged, and what better way to try to get a hitter out instead of messing around 3-2. And again, this is a game in which the pitcher for the A's is hitting. He's gotten a hit a ground ball, and maybe just thinking nothing wrong to challenge somebody with a 3-2 fastball.
Here's Aaron Altier, the left fielder. Altier, 26 years old. A curveball that spins out of Migden's hand and right over the head of Altier.
Well, it is a warm evening, so this is not surprising. Altier just got back to the batter's box. Needs a lot of mustache wax tonight.
2-0 pitch is hit down the right field line. Headed for the corner is Pinder, and it is foul.
I don't think Pinder would have allowed the wall to interfere with it. If that ball had been close enough for him to catch and then brace himself, he would have done it. But ball slicing away, clearly foul.
That looked like somebody's office down there. I want that right field office. 2-1 pitch, off speed and a good one, 2-2. See, check it out. Does that not look like somebody's
perfect,
office?
yeah. That's great.
You spin around and watch the game.
Got a flower growing.
Yeah. And Altier went around. Back-to-back strikeouts for Migden. And with 2 outs, Rhys Hoskins will hit for the 2nd time.
A good hard slider. You get a hitter going for what he thinks is a fastball, and check swing. He knew he'd gone too far. Wow.
Hit it there. That would be in the 2nd level.
All rise.
Well, this is not some big shock here. Hoskins' numbers in the minor leagues are huge.
Yeah.
Last year he hit 38 home runs in Double-A. This year he hit 29 home runs in Triple-A. So the power's there, obviously, and the Phillies knew it. And that's a pretty darn good season. In 115 games, 29 homers, 91 RBIs.
Well, he took or swung at a first pitch slider, took a second pitch fastball down the middle.
Right there, strike 3 call. Terrific inning for Migden. Can't get much better than that. He strikes out the side. 5th inning coming up from Philadelphia. 4-0 the A's lead.
As we enter this exciting phase together and building Oakland the ballpark it deserves, the beginning of a robust community dialogue begins with you, and we encourage you to go to oaklandballpark.com to join in our journey. Tell you what, I think it's rare that fans can be a part of this, so go to the website, enter your thoughts, and go forward. Rooted in Oakland, right there. That's got the t-shirt for the young man. He's ready to go. Said, I will go back to Oakland when the ballpark is done. He may be already in the Bay Area and waiting for it.
Hernandez grabs the one-hop shot by Matt Joyce, so 1 away here in the top of the 5th inning. And that'll bring in Marcus Semien. Now this ballpark here, which is a beautiful ballpark, opened in 2004, so this is already the 14th year of Citizens Bank Park. It's been the home of a World Series winner, but it's a beautiful place. Look out past the flagpoles and way out. I shouldn't say way out there. It's not that far. See the skyline of downtown Philadelphia. There it is.
And it's a beautiful sight during the daytime before it got dark. Of course, you can see the lights of downtown. But a very nice view from here.
There's the Liberty Bell. Walked by that today.
Let's go say hello to Rocky.
Tomorrow. Herrera's back, and Herrera warning track, and he makes the catch. You know what? Let's listen to the late great Harry Kalas and a World Series winner.
The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out. The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of baseball. Does it again and stays perfect for the 2008 season.
Well, that was a great run by the Phillies. Boy, they had a terrific team.
Well, as Harry Kalas said, the Brad Lidge save, he's perfect. Perfect in 2008. Never blew a save. It's an amazing record.
See, there's the stretch. They won it in 08. Starting in 07, that's when they won 5 straight National League East titles. World Series in 08. They went to the World Series in 09 and lost to the Yankees. 2011, they won 102 games but could not get back to the World Series. But it was a great stretch in this ballpark, and you saw some of the faces.
Yeah.
Ryan Howard, Jimmy Rollins, Chase Utley. Pitching staff was terrific.
Victorino came charging in. Yeah, they had a good club, and boy, they just got rid of everybody.
Yeah, this place was jumping. 257 consecutive sellouts they had during that stretch of time when they were winning the division every year, and for a couple of years going to the World Series, winning once, losing once.
Well, when you have 4 major sports in one city, which they do, and all pretty good.
That one roll just foul.
Trying to keep up with everything that you're doing as your sport, but man, the 4 majors here, they've had a lot of success here.
Yep. No question. The Flyers, the Philadelphia Flyers.
The Phillies. The Eagles. 76. Wilt was still. Dr. J. Some excellent athletes in this city.
There's a line drive. Left center field, a base hit. Lowry hits the bag at first. He's going to try for second. The throw coming through, and it is not in time. Double for Lowry. The Phillies will obviously take a quick look at it to see if Lowry got in.
Larry Bowa, the bench coach, and watch the foot. I think a little bit of a surprise. Hernandez, very close.
It is close. So decision time for Pete McCannon, the manager. I don't know if there's enough to overturn it, but it was close.
But if they don't look at it, it's 46th for Jed Lowry. Well, you can see Jed, once the ball went into the gap, he turned it on, and really, yes, he wants the doubles. He's a doubles machine, but he also knows there are 2 outs and get the score position.
It's the time to do it.
Exactly. And you know what Jose Ramirez did last night, the ball right center, it was leading off an inning. So that was a gutsy call on his part, but he probably surprised Kane and got it. Jed Lowry here, this is smart. Go for 2 with 2 outs. The right foot stays down. But is there enough to overturn it? You're right. We'll see. It's called safe. And if the infielder had been on the bag and applied the tag, it's a no-doubter. But the fact that he took the throw to the outfield side of second and then came back to apply it, we shall see what they're going to call. But at that point, it looks like he got him, but I don't know that he got him until he got him up on the ankle after his foot had already hit the bag. Plus, Jed's foot didn't come up off the top of the bag either, stayed on it.
So about as close of a play as you're going to get. If it holds, it'll be double number 46 for Lowry.
Yeah.
Taking a pretty long look at it. The call was made by Dan Bellino. That's the gentleman on the right. So whoever makes the call and the crew chief go over and put the headsets on.
Pace of game? Now you cannot say anything about a pace of game when you have something like this. When you're challenging, it's going to take time. The manager has 30 seconds. New York can take as long as they want.
So through Thursday, here's the MLB review summary. 592 overturned, 374 stands, 284 confirmed. I can't help it. My eyes always go to the 592 overturned. Yeah. 592 calls overturned.
And that's new. That's got to be new, because at one time, if it was not definitive, it was upheld. And it seems like this year there have been more that you think, well, the call on the field is going to stand. We'll find out what they decide.
He is out. Lowry can't believe it. So it's going to be a single thrown out at second, trying to stretch it to a double.
Overturn.
So bottom of the fifth coming up, 4-0. Homers, leading 4-0 over the Phillies. Interleague baseball, last interleague series of the year for the A's. Neither of these teams have fared real well in interleague. The A's are 5-12. The Phillies are 4-13. When spins Nick Williams out of the way. Williams grounded out to second in the second inning. Remember when the Phillies traded Cole Hamels to the Rangers? That was a big deal. They got a whole host of minor league prospects back. Nick Williams was one of them. They got a catcher, Jorge Alfaro, who is on the big league roster. Jared Eichhoff, a pitcher. Jake Thompson, a pitcher. They are both here. So 4 of those guys that the Phillies acquired for Cole Hamels are now in the big leagues. I guess the question is, are they in the big leagues to stay? Because they're all getting a look.
Well, we know how Cole Hamels has helped the Rangers, and the fact that he had multiple years remaining on his contract when he was acquired. That's why the 4 were given up. The mechanic was taken over. Ryan Sandberg was the manager for a while.
That's right.
A Hall of Famer. That's hard, man. You're a Hall of Famer, and you come to manage, and you go. But unfortunately,
that's the catcher, who I'm sure we will see in this series at some point. So all part of the rebuilding process for the Phillies, who are 57 and 89. Phillies have had 4 straight losing seasons, and well, this one's going to be the 5th consecutive losing season. Last year they were 71 and 91.
Well, they're 2 away from matching their loss total. 89 entering play tonight.
Well, rebuilds are great as long as they work. If they don't work, then you've doubled up on trouble.
Wonder if how many of the 108 years the Cubs went without winning did they go through the rebuilding?
Well,
and some didn't work.
It's a word you hear in all sports, really, but it's also, believe it or not, there's a lot of pressure in a rebuild because it has to work.
And you know, even the Yankees for many years, they still go back to Roger Clemens said, we don't rebuild, we reload. Well, they're changing too, because just like you said, if their payroll is lower than the Tigers, when at one time they were well over and had everybody, they were so high at one time, the Dodgers became the West Coast Yankees.
Well, I think if you have young star players, you can lower your payroll for a little while, but then it's going to go back up. I mean, the Red Sox at some point in the next couple of years, their payroll is going to start to go up big time, because they're going to have to pay Betts, and they're going to have to pay Bradley, and they're going to have to pay Benintendi, and they're going to have to pay Dever. I mean, Bogarts is a couple years away from a free agency, so at some point they are going to have to back up the money truck. 0-1 the count to Andrew Knapp, who's doing the catching tonight for the Phillies. One the count. Migden's pretty consistent with his pitches per inning.
I go back to spring, came to Fan Fest, everything was good. Came to spring training, walking boot. Did a maneuver, working out, found out he had a fracture in his foot, and really has pitched quite well. He'll probably look back and say that he had an opportunity to maybe be in the rotation with the way he's pitching now in September. Well, he pitched last Saturday, while it was a short outing, did not give up much except a 2-run home run. A's did win the game. He had a no decision. Pitching very well tonight. 4 runs early. He's taken advantage of that, giving up just the 1 hit in the 3rd inning.
1-2 pitch. Past Maxwell. That go right through the legs.
Right between the legs.
Sparger.
Yeah, he's happy that it stayed down. Watch the home plate umpire. Whoop. And this shot. Wow. Sometimes you want the protection of the catcher. I'd get behind him every time. I'd be right over him like the umpires before in the American League with the balloon umpire, chest protector.
Curveball and a good one, and Knapp strikes out. So that is 8 in a row retired by Daniel Migden.
Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Max Muscle Sports Nutrition and its 30 NorCal locations. Professional health and nutrition advice available for all ages.
Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. The A's leading the Phillies 4-0. There's our man. We've been waiting for him. It's kind of his half inning, the Philly fanatic. I love that guy. You know, there's comedians who you just look at it and you start laughing. Like I look at Will Ferrell and I just start laughing. He doesn't even do anything and I just start laughing. You look at the Philly fanatic and you just start chuckling. There's just something about him. I don't know what it is.
And see the cameraman? He's right in the middle. He wants the Philly fanatic. I liked him when he got on the scooter. That thing's revved up, man. He's
he's
flying.
got the four-wheeler, and
wow.
I think it's got like supercharged.
Yeah, I think it took the one of the alternators took something off because he's flying.
I want to meet him. I want him to come up here. How can we do it? How can we get the Philly fanatic to come up into our booth? That would just make my 2017 season.
That would be our Nissan keys to the game. Philly fanatic in the booth.
Olsen strikes out. We got to get him up here.
Matt Olson popped up after his 2-run home run, and now this splitter down. And this is the pitch that they fouled in his first at bat to take it to 2-2, keep it at 2-2 before he hit the fastball for a home run.
So here's Healy. Leiter has certainly settled down. He's got 8 strikeouts. But a couple of 2-run homers early, and that's been enough. Ricardo Pinto. So it's 0-2 to Healy, who has singled and struck out. So a 93 pitches. Leiter, this may be his last inning. Maxwell will be next. And that one is looped into left field for a base hit. So kind of a jam shot, but Healy, big strong guy, has enough power to get it into left field. So he's 2 for 3, and that's hit number 7.
But he is strong, and the hanging curve, we've seen him do unbelievable things with pitches out of the strike zone. Was a hanger. Got Ubaldo Jimenez with a fastball inside that he pulled down the left field line for a home run. That was at the Coliseum. That super pretzel, soft pretzel, kind of looks inviting. The backdrop signage there. You said you had a Philly cheesesteak today?
I did. Yeah, I had one.
Good.
It was great. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I practiced my order as I was standing in line, so I didn't hold up the line or, you know, be that non-Philadelphia guy who doesn't know how to order a Philly cheesesteak. So I practiced. People were looking at me as I mumbled cheese, no onions. Yes, no. Right? Isn't that what you're supposed to say?
Did you point?
What kind of cheese you want? And then you just say yes or no, meaning yes on onions or no on onions. So I pulled it off. I think if I get another one like tomorrow, I'll be more confident. Because, you know, the people of Philly they're tough. You know, they got things to do. Let's go.
Listen, if you move Santa Claus, you are tough.
Let's go. And the last thing you want to do is hold up the cheesesteak line, but it was really, really good.
There you have it. 214 Market Street, downtown Philly. There's your cheesesteak.
Okay, now our good folks up in the booth here. So it's not cheese, it's cheese with or cheese without. That's all you have to say.
That's it?
Cheesesteak, cheese with.
So the with or without is onions.
Onions, yes. I I'm in the minority. I don't put onions on
No,
my
of course
cheesesteak,
not.
but
No.
most people I think do. So remember that, Ray. Cheese with, cheese without.
What do you do in a hoagie?
Hoagie with.
Well, there's a lot of food advertising. They don't have food trucks here. I saw a food truck downtown today.
Did you go ask for free food?
No, of course not. I don't ask for free food. What are you talking about?
What?
Man?
What?
I don't ask for
Your
free
nose,
food.
your nose is growing, and now it's going out of the booth.
Let's get something straight.
Your nose now has a seat down below us. It's so big.
I don't ask for free food. I simply compliment the food trucks on great food, and they bring us some. So that's not. Gosh.
Pinocchio in the house.
Actually, the food truck downtown Philly had a Phillies cheesesteak.
Oh, we love it.
Bet he doesn't share.
Two and two to Maxwell. Maxwell just got a piece of that one. Bruce has struck out twice, both times swinging. See, they're so happy with their cheesesteaks. Awesome. So another 2-2 pitch, number 100 coming up from Leiter. Swing and a miss, struck him out. So Maxwell a little frustrated. He ties a career high in strikeouts for Leiter with his 9th.
Maxwell a little frustrated that Leiter was taking a little bit of extra time, and then throws him a high split. Stays up, did not break. Maybe the curveball, but whatever the pitch was, it was up, and Maxwell couldn't make contact.
So here's Pinder, 2 outs, runner at first. That's Healy. Yeah, that's a good pitch right at the knees. Pinder has struck out twice, both times swinging. Well, Pinder scuffling a little bit right now. He was 1 for 11 in that series at Fenway Park. With Leiter's spot coming up second in the bottom of the 6th inning, this will be his last inning. And if you're the manager, you don't want to have to necessarily go to the bullpen if you don't have to. You'd love to have Leiter get through this inning and then just straight up pinch hit for him.
Well, if the previous at-bat's any indication, he should do quite well, because Maxwell 3 Ks, Pinder 2, Powell 1. And that's the bottom part of the batting order.
So 4 ground ball outs, just 3 fly ball outs, and then the 9 strikeouts, and he's going for 10 right here against Pinder. Keeping an eye on Pinder.
Yeah.
0-2 pitch towards second. Hernandez has it, flips to first, side retired. So we are going to the bottom of the 6th from Philadelphia. The A's with a 4-0 lead.
increased benefits, flexibility, and discounts. Program rewards tenure and includes exciting discounts on concessions, eliminates ticket exchange limitations, and provides exclusive new experiences and events for members. Renew or purchase new season ticket memberships now at athletics.com/2018. That's Daniel Mingden in the stands.
Wasn't that guy in Boston? I think he was. Crawford to lead it off, and then the pitcher spot. And then the top of the order. Mingden about to throw pitch number 70. He has retired 8 in a row. So Saturday versus the Astros, a good 6 innings. And even better tonight so far. Two and one to J.P. Crawford. The Phillies, right before the A's got here, swept the Marlins in a 3-game series, and in that 3-game sweep, they scored 27 runs and hit 8 home runs. So the A's are facing, Mingden is facing a hot offense. But so far, he's been able to slow him down as Crawford gets his second hit. So leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and now we're going to get our first pinch hitter of the night.
Freddie Galvis is going to pitch hit after you see this fastball location inside part of the plate. Typically left-handers like this pitch, and Crawford loved it. If you get Crawford out, he'd have a no-hitter going.
So here's Galvis. Galvis is the regular shortstop, getting the night off. He's a switch hitter, 256. He got 12 home runs, 61 runs batted in. He's got 28 doubles, 6 triples. And the first pitch is a fastball, a little bit outside. So Galvis having a pretty good season. A little bit low, another close pitch, 2-0. So on deck is Cesar Hernandez. That one is hit toward left field. Joyce backs up, and he reaches up to make the catch. So 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and now to the top of the order, and Cesar Hernandez. Phillies. The guys up, Ramos and Pinto. Pinto was up a little bit earlier.
John McLaren, the bullpen coach, a former manager of the Mariners.
That's right. He was there for a very short period of time. Hernandez 0 for 2. Healy plays step onto the grass, outfield straight away. And strike. 81 miles an hour, so off speed pitch from Mingden.
Well, the good news for the A's is Healy continues to play even with the bag is that A's have a lead, so Mingden can stay in the game. His pitch count is excellent. Sometimes even with a good pitch count, if it's a close game, tie game, you're behind. Sometimes a pitcher will leave the game.
So 0-1 to Hernandez. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Odubel Herrera is your on deck hitter. Mingden with 5 strikeouts. He has not walked anybody.
Going to stay with the fastball. Not a bad idea.
Baseball wants a high fastball. Popped at foul. Royals and the Indians tied 3-3, top of the 6th inning. The Royals scored a single run in the 4th and a single run in the 5th to come back and tie that game up. Bauer and Vargas, 2 starters.
Yeah, Vargas very good, as the A's have seen.
Olsen spins, fires to second, back to first, double play, 3-6-3, and another beautiful defensive play. Now the big first baseman, Matt Olsen. So we are through 6 in Philadelphia. All good so far. 4-0, the A's lead.
A's Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Provident Credit Union Super Reward Checking. We pay you.
So the A's lead 4-0. It is the 7th inning. Some nice defense by Matt Olsen to end the bottom of the 6th.
That's amazing. Catches ball, spins, perfect throw to Marcus Semien, and then gets back to first base for the completion of the double play. But, you know, the remarkable thing is this. He's in front of the bag, catches, started his spin already, but the perfect throw to second with no hesitation whatsoever, and completes the 3-6-3. Keeps his pitcher out of the way. Mington happy with the double play. But his big first baseman is smooth, whether at first or swinging the bat. He's making this game look very easy, and it's not as easy as it seems.
New pitcher for the Phillies, it's Ricardo Pinto. So Leiter's out after 6 innings. So now we see the Phillies bullpen. 94 miles an hour from Ricardo Pinto. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. 22nd game, ERA of 8.
Fastball slider change, mid-90s with the fastball. See the career tying 9 strikeouts with a walk. But the 2 two-run home runs is something he's going to be thinking about. He's not opposed to striking out a few times, as they have throughout the season. So if I were Leiter, I'd say it's no big deal striking out 9.
Powell rips one toward right. Williams can't get it. Cuts it off on the warning track. Powell trying for second. The throw is late, and Boop Powell with a leadoff double here in the 7th.
Off-speed pitch.
I don't even need to see the replay because I know you're right, and we've seen it a lot.
Well, here it comes at 86, and there's a changeup, and thank you very much. Luke with a leg kick, gets the foot down, keeps the bat back, and hammers the changeup down in the corner. Hustling double, and almost slid too late, and able to slide and hang onto the bag with his hand. So everybody expecting a bunt from Daniel Migden, so he'll try to bunt it to third. Ideally, if he does bunt, the hands behind the bat, fingers behind the bat.
First pitch is close, call the ball.
You know, if Leiter faked the bunt, pulled the bat back, was going to swing, Migden's a pretty good hitter. And the base hit that he got is exactly where the hole is huge on the left side right now.
Bunted, and it's tapped foul as Franco picks it up. So 1-1 the count.
Steve Scarsone, the third base coach, in the clubhouse. After the meetings, they were talking. He was giving the signs. Because remember, not only the pitcher has to pitch, but if he hits, then he has to know the signs. In this case, it looks like it's going to be a sacrifice.
And that one called a strike. Migden thought it was outside. So we'll see if Bob Melvin leaves the bunt on.
He might not want him to run. He may try to just see if he's going to bunt again. Try to bunt. Maybe not necessarily try to bunt to third base.
Corner infielders still in. And it's bunted. Hoskins is going to try for third in time. They got Powell.
Well, Powell immediately put his hands up to his head saying, check it out, because thinks he got his hand in before the tag, and it's not a force. It had to be a tag. And Chip Hale on the phone with Adam Roden. Hoskins charged, so that's where. And the bunt, just get it down, and he does. Hoskins, did he get his hand in? See the block. But third baseman tried to block him. Umpire might have been blocked. Check the left hand. Oh, he got it in.
He looks safe there.
Yeah. You know, it looked like Franco tried to get his foot down to block him with a head first slide, but he had to catch the ball. Left leg was out, but it wasn't in front of the bag. And I think more than anything, the umpire was blocked. Watch his play, watch the hand, the left hand, and then the tag looks like it gets him on the forearm with the hand on the back. If it's there, then should be safe. It's like, what am I going to do?
So a very, very close play again. Now they just showed a replay on the big board, and he looked pretty safe on that one.
Yeah, and his finger is out before. Yeah, that's.
So this is a big call. It'll either be first and third, nobody out, or one out and a runner at first.
Hey, Cap, I really think the umpire at that point is blocked. He can't see because the left foot of Franco, and then he goes around, and at that point, he calls him out. He doesn't call him out initially. Watch this. Watch the umpire. Watch the left leg. He can't see whether the hand's on the bag or not, and then turns around. What they do? Safe. Yeah. And that's some great shots, guys, in the truck, because that was perfectly right there for the umpires to see.
So these have runners at first and third and nobody out. So meeting at the mound.
And you know, for Migden to get the ball down, which he did, Hoskins was charging, which he did, throw to third. But if you don't get the out, you're going to have first and third, which the A's have right now. It should be a sacrifice, fielder's choice, correct? I mean, he should be awarded sacrifice for, and then reaches first on the fielder's choice.
So here's Joyce. Joyce had grounded out twice and hit a two-run homer. First pitch is a little bit low from Ricardo Pinto.
Now Daniel Migden did a very good job. Twice he tried to bunt it to third. Of course, second pitch was called a strike. Then the third one, it's just a matter of forget about where you're trying to bunt it, just get it down.
Hoskins throws to second. They get the out there, and Powell has to hold at third. So Hoskins fielded it. He glanced toward Powell at third and then went for the out at second. Joyce, after running through first base, looks like he's running kind of.
Well, you run hard, try to avoid a double play. Well, he's grimacing. Maybe even out of the box he was grimacing. Something may have happened in the turn as he headed to first base. Remember, he grabbed his left hamstring at the Coliseum as he crossed home plate.
So here's Semien, who takes a first pitch strike. So now there's 1 out. Phillies hoping for a ground ball. Semien looking for a fly ball deep enough to get a speedy runner at third. Boog Powell home. Inside, 96 miles an hour. Field shifted a little bit toward right center for Marcus, who's 0 for 3 so far. Struck out, lined out, and hit a fly ball to center field. In this ballpark, it's a you have to add on ballpark.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Small park, ball flies out of here. So the A's do not want to let this opportunity slip away. Powell at third, Joyce at first. And the pitch is lined into the seats. Second level. And gentleman made a pretty nice play. There you go.
Exmo brought to you by Nice Catch. That was a nice Exmo. That guy's got to love that.
So 3-2. And he got him swinging. Ball 4. Marcus Semien strikes out for the second time. 10 strikeouts now by A's hitters.
I think Marcus looking for a pitch towards the inner half of the plate. Didn't get it. Stayed away from Semien and the strikeout.
So it's up to Lowry to get a run home. Lowry has walked and scored, grounded out, and he singled in the 5th, but was thrown out trying to stretch it into a double. It was a call that was overturned. That's left-hander Curtis just now getting up.
Trying to remember where the A's saw Zach Curtis. This was somebody that the A's had seen this year.
I think you're right.
But he's left-handed.
We'll figure it out. Two-0 pitch to Lowry. Good take, 3-0.
Curtis is getting ready, you would think, for Olson, who's due up behind Jed Lowry. But Olson has hit a few home runs against a left-handed pitcher. Britton, Albers, Sip. And there's 19.
So 3-0.
Green light.
Skies one towards center. Herrera waits. Herrera has it. So the A's had a great opportunity, did not score. 7th inning stretch time coming up.
sport during the final weekend home series. It's against the Rangers. From great prizes to seat upgrades and even game-worn jerseys, there are so many ways to win. Visit athletics.com/fall. For tickets, that's athletics.com/FAW. FAW, Fan Appreciation Weekend. Should be a fun weekend of baseball against the Rangers. The A's weekend series at home. Play the Seattle Mariners the last 3, and then on to Texas for 4 against the Rangers in Arlington.
Daniel Migden's been terrific so far. 46 fastballs, 15 sliders, a little bit of change and a curve. Fastball's been good. He's got 5 strikeouts through 6 innings. He's allowed just 2 hits. That's it. Herrera swings and misses.
Amazing thing, the 2 hits of the same hitter.
Yep. Herrera has grounded out and he has struck out. Big swing and a miss. It's 0-2. So Migden's ready. Herrera. Well, he's got some Mike Hargrove in him. But we knew that coming in. We were told that. So we've been prepared. Herrera from Venezuela. Phillies gave him a long-term contract. How about that? They gave him a 5-year contract going into the 2017 season. So this past off season in December. Last year he hit .286 with 15 homers, 49 RBIs, and 25 stolen bases. So they figure he's going to continue to add on to those numbers, and he has a little bit anyways.
There's your wide stance, but that closes it up. Not quite like Tony Batista.
Migden grabs it, so a good pitch, fastball in a little bit. And that's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So Daniel Migden is becoming the story tonight.
Yeah, the interesting thing about, of course, the pitch count might get him, but who knows? Maybe he'll be able to stay in as long as he has a shutout going. But the Friday night the A's were here in 2011. It was Moscoso against Worley.
Moscoso, that's right.
Shutout.
He pitched good.
8 innings. Yeah, the A's actually, it was a shutout for both sides for 8 innings.
That one is hit very high to left field. Joyce near the wall, and Matt Joyce makes the catch. So Altier gave it a shot, comes up a little bit short, 2 away.
See the look of Migden's face. It's big fly here. And it's up and just waiting to see where it's going to come down. And Matt Joyce feeling for the wall, got it. And Migden had that look like, oops. But he's done such a good job tonight. Migden has. He's got 12 ground ball outs that I've got him. And that's just his 2nd fly ball out, but almost the bigger fly.
2 outs. Here's Hoskins. Sinkers low to Hoskins. Maybe a changeup. Couple of strikeouts for Hoskins.
You remember Guillermo Moscoso, huh?
I do. Yes, I do.
He pitched well. Faced Worley in that game. Next year said they faced Worley and they gave up a 9 spot.
How about this? Most home runs over a 30-game span by anybody.
Yeah. Wow.
Since 2000. Bonds, Stanton, Green, Hoskins. I wonder if that was Sean Green. Remember, he had Sean Green had a 4-homer game.
Yes, he did.
I wonder if it was in that mix. It probably was. Stanton's 19 was this year. Reese Lightning. Uh-oh. Tearing up the 1/4 mile. Oh, he's off that one.
Well, I wonder if Rhys Hoskins is in that CC Sabathia mode where this game going back to the Sacramento area, and maybe he's trying to impress all the family and friends, and got a couple of strikeouts. CC right now doesn't care about Vallejo. He just pitches his normal game, whether it's home or on the road.
And a shot right to Lowry. Backhand throws to first, so a hard hit ball taken care of by Lowry. And Mignon is rolling along. 4-0 A's through 7.
Big boy drive right here off of the bat of Matt Olson. A 2-2 90-mile-an-hour fastball from Mark Leiter Jr. and it went above the AT&T sign in the second deck, back of the second deck. So Matt Olson also, as he did in Boston, had a great base running effort, great defense, and tonight not only the home run but a 3-6-3 double play turned and started by the A's first baseman.
So when it's time for change, take Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. It is Zach Curtis, and Ray dug through all of his files, his notes.
Yeah.
Internet, and he found out that.
Claimed off first. That's Kevin Seacrest. It's not even. I thought it was. We know all about Zach Curtis.
We just got thrown a changeup. And we almost swung and missed, but we checked.
Well, they didn't show him warming up in the bullpen. Come on, man. You know, last time they showed a lefty was Zach Curtis. Maybe Curtis was to get out of the inning.
Kevin Seacrest.
Yeah. So the name, and I said, that's not Curtis. Well, Curtis was claimed off waivers from Seattle, so maybe he was just to get the guy out if necessary, and not to start the 8th inning.
He was claimed off waivers from the Cardinals.
That's right.
Facing Olson, and the count 1-1. So Kevin Seacrest. It seemed like he used to pitch a lot for the Cardinals. Right to Cesar Hernandez, and that's out number 1. So Leiter goes 6, Pinto goes an inning, and now Seacrest. Some of those scores in the big leagues. The Twins, who have that second wild card, leading the Blue Jays 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning at home. So the Twins kind of making their move a little bit.
They are.
They've had back-to-back walk-off home runs. They've won 6 out of their last 8. They got a tough road trip coming up, but
that's a good time to get hot and play well.
they are.
The stretch. And
A 3-game lead over the Angels for that second wild card spot. So the Twins leading 2-0. Close pitch, 1-1 the count. The Astros a 4-0 lead over the Mariners in the 3rd inning. That game in Houston. Paxton and Morton, the pitching matchup there. So Mariners getting James Paxton back, but it has not been a good start for him.
Got Felix back. Was it last night? Felix Hernandez back and pitching again.
And Paxton. Look, I see Gallardo pitching for Seattle, so Paxton must be out of the game. And the Mariners 3.5 back, and it's kind of desperation time for the Mariners.
Well, if they're not careful, I mean, I'm sure they would love to have the opportunity based on what's happened to them now, but it was 2014 that the A's got the shutout from Sonny Gray in Texas to put them in the 2nd wild card spot. Seattle had Felix on the mound, and once Sonny got the win, and that was at a time when the game from Texas was earlier. But the last couple of years, it will be everybody started at the same time on the final day of the season.
So 2 outs as Healy strikes out. Hey, Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the Oakland A's in your X1 voice remote and get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. 11 strikeouts now for Athletics hitters. That's Kendall Graven. He'll take the mound tomorrow.
His dad and mom will be in town to watch him. His wife Victoria is already here. She's on this trip. And he's clean shaven. Remember in Boston he had the beard. Got on the plane last night. He's clean shaven.
Bruce Maxwell trying to put it in play. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. And another strike. It's 0-2. The Royals have taken the lead over the Indians 4-3 in the now in the bottom of the 6th inning in Cleveland.
It's early.
That game now moving to the 7th. Yeah, the Indians got him right where they want him.
It was Kelvin Herrera who blew the save last night.
Another fastball, just a touch outside. Nobody needed so far, and that's always a great sign, as Migden's been terrific. Swing and a miss, struck him out. So Bruce Maxwell has struck out 4 times, 3 up, 3 down inning. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Game summary for tonight brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 4-8-0 for the Athletics, and for the Phillies, no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. So The story is Daniel Migden, 7 shutout innings so far. He's sitting at 90 pitches. He just finished up his warm-up tosses, so he's back out there for the bottom of the 8th. The A's got a 2-run homer by Olson in the first, a 2-run homer by Joyce in the second, and that's it. That's the scoring. So defensively, Matt Chapman takes over at third base.
But if it's a 5-man rotation right now, then his next spot would be Wednesday in Detroit. He being Daniel Migden, which would be the final game of the series in Detroit, final game of the road trip. And I say that because Thursday's an off day. If they gave him the extra day, then
Pinder hustling over into right center, and he's got it.
That helps. And unfortunately, when the pitcher's pitching this well, you say, forget about the pitch count, although the A's bullpen is active as we speak. This Hatcher, the right-hander. He's been the 8th inning man for the Athletics.
So he's out there getting ready. We hope we don't see him.
Yeah. Maybe throw 5 more pitches and get 5 outs.
That would be nice. I tell you what, it makes a whole lot of people's job a whole lot easier when your starting pitcher gets into the 7th inning, in this case into the 8th
exactly. You know, Bob Melvin kind of backtracked. I mean, he said 7, but then started to see his pitches go 6 and adapted. I mean, but this is perfect. And especially if he can get through 8. And I guess the only way you go out for the 9th inning is if you have a no-hitter. He has a 2-hitter. Same hitter with the 2 hits. So decision time for the A's skipper.
And Mikel Franco takes it low. Franco has been robbed of a hit by Healy, who was the 3rd baseman earlier, and Healy made a nice backhanded play. And then he popped out to second. So Franco 0 for 2. And that one was ripped but fouled down the left field line. So Migden retired 8 in a row. Gave up a hit to Crawford to lead off the 6th. And since then has retired 6 in a row. And one of those 6 was a double play. He has not walked a hitter, and he has struck out 5. Well, he's not trying to overpower anybody.
Nope. Should be a 3-2 fastball.
And it's popped up. Pinder hustling in. Olson out. It'll be Pinder, and Pinder, fair territory, makes the catch. 2 away.
MLB.TV every night, every device. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live. Plus, get a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. What a shock tonight. 3-2. A couple of times he's gone fastball. A strikeout in that last one. Just a fly ball to right field. Took 6 pitches to get it, but his pitch count tonight has been outstanding, as at least the pitches per batter. Got him just a couple of times going to the 3-2 count.
And a first pitch curveball in for a strike to Andrew Knapp.
Now let's not forget the last time the A's had a let's see, they had the complete game shutout from Kendall Graveman last year in Chicago. It's been well over a full season.
Well, this is pitch number 100 to Andrew Knapp. Knapp is from Northern California, Granite Bay. A's have gone 186 straight games. It's the last complete game.
August 19th, winning 9-0. 98 pitches for Kendall Graveman in that game. 5 strikeouts, no walks. Very similar to tonight, except a few more pitches by Daniel Migden.
2-2 the count to Knapp. Knapp went to Cal, so he's a Cal Bear. second-round pick of the Phillies in 2013. Very close, 3-2 the count.
1 pitch, 1 out to lead off the inning, and then 3-2, now 3-2 again. And again, you'd have to think another fastball. Struck out Herrera in the 4th inning on a 3-2 fastball. And this is the 3rd one in the game. Got a 3-1 count to Hoskins. Last at bat.
That one's grounded. Shift was on. Simeon from 1 Calbear to another. Side retired. Daniel Migden is rolling along. He's retired 8 in a row. 9th inning coming up. 4-0 Athletics. SportCalifornia.com and the NBC Sports app. It's presented by your Northern California Honda dealers. Downtown Philadelphia. We're just south of there, about 3 miles. Daniel Migden sitting at 103 pitches. We'll see if Bob Melvin sends him back out there for the 9th. We don't like to predict these things. It does sort of look like he may be going out there. Keep an eye on that. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. And Ray, our guy Zach Curtis is out there.
Hey, he was claimed off waivers on 9/11 by the Seattle Mariners. From the Seattle Mariners. Joined this ball club. Anything else you want to know? Only 3 games with the Mariners. Wasn't that good? He's left-handed breathing, though, so the late Sparky Anderson would always take.
So just a handful of days as a member of the Phillies as he faces Pinder, Powell, and then we'll see what happens with the pitcher spot. Chad Pinder 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts and a ground out. Swing and a miss. Kind of an awkward swing by Chad Pinder. Indians batting in the bottom of the 7th inning, trailing 4-3 to the Royals. There's a high pop-up headed for the seats, and it'll reach the seats. So 1-2. Zach Curtis. A's with 8 hits in the game. The Phillies with just 2. There has not been an error. The A's make 2 or 3 nice plays. That certainly helps.
The numbers for Zach Curtis, 3 games with Seattle, as you mentioned, and 2 with the Philadelphia Phillies.
2-2 pitches, a fastball high. Got a little Mitch Williams look to him.
Oh, they don't want to hear that name.
Well, when was that? 1993?
The walk-off by Joe Carter.
So that's 24 years ago. Yep. It's a good fastball there, 93 miles an hour. And Pinder strikes out.
Fans in the Galaxy right off the 880. The A's launch the final fireworks of the year Saturday, September the 23rd for Star Wars Fireworks Night. Come as your favorite Star Wars character and enjoy the game versus the Rangers. Log on to athletics.com/fireworks for details. An exciting night. 6th and final fireworks show at the Coliseum. 7 fireworks shows next year.
So do you think that even though the Phillies won the World Series in 2008, and sometimes when a World Series is finally won, forgiveness comes out, but you don't think the people of Philadelphia have forgiven Mitch Williams?
Oh, I'm sure they haven't.
You know what? I think you probably will.
Yeah, I don't think so. You know,
but the point is it was Game 6, right?
Yeah.
So
it's walk off.
Phillies were down in the series 3-2. So they would have still had to win Game 7 in Toronto.
We will never know, will we? It's Joe Carter. Touch a ball, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run. Late Tom Cheeks. But you know, Jerry Howarth, who was Toronto in the broadcast booth that night, said that Ricky Henderson. I hope he's there just in case. Now there's Blake Trinan, the A's closer. The A's have a 4-0 lead. The save situation is immaterial. But Jerry Howarth said that when Mitch Williams came in, Ricky Henderson walked up and down the bench and started giving guys high fives. He said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Mitch is coming in. I'm going to walk." Well, he is the wild thing. And that's what Ricky did.
And a swing and a miss on a fastball. So back-to-back strikeouts. A comic book buff, an A's starter, Sean Manaea, checks out the collection at Cape and Cow Comics in Oakland with Brody Brazil. Hear about his love of the Walking Dead, Stranger Things, and you might be surprised to hear what fantasy series he has not watched. Here's a hint. It's a popular trilogy. All A's premieres following post-game live tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
Yeah, but the biggest news right now, that's great news, but Daniel Migden's hitting. That's great news.
You're really worried about this, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
I can tell.
I want to see this complete game. I want to see somebody extend beyond 100 pitches. But you know, Sean Manaea, his hair is much higher than that picture, that video, because he's letting his hair grow back out straight up, but not out the side like it was when he joined the club.
Trying something.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Nice go. Just as you speak, the guy took his hat off and see on the sides it's tight, but up on top it's coming out high.
Two and one the count to Migden.
In the city of brotherly love, do you think they're going to forgive someone who gave up a home run for a walk? I mean, only Bill Mazeroski was the other. And that was Game 7.
Well, to show you that I'm concerned about the rationale by our stats man, he just gave us a note that said they should have left Roger Mason in the game. What?
He was mowing them down.
Roger Mason? Oh, my goodness. I am worried.
Hey, Howie Rose was talking about the '73 World Series. He said Yogi made a mistake by coming back on short rest. Seaver and Kuzma.
I do think there are more important things in life to worry about. Those things. Migden pops it up, foul.
Another humid night, but always remember, pitchers don't run that much. They do run a lot, but whenever they hit baseballs, they should kind of jog to first. That's what Migden did on the ground ball to third in the second inning, or second at bat.
So 3-2 pitch. Curtis to Migden. Not close. So a few boo birds on that one, and it's just the second walk. Curtis goes for a little walk, turns around, and has a catcher waiting for him. So Matt Joyce hits for the 5th time. He's got a 2-run homer. That was back in the second inning.
Said that happened one time with the Mad Hungarian pitching for the Cardinals. He'd do that, turn his back to home plate and turn around. Whitey Herzog said, "Give me the ball. Give me the ball." That was the manager, not your catcher.
First pitch to Joyce. It's hit hard, but right to the second baseman, Hernandez. Side retired. So Daniel Migden, if he heads out to get himself a shutout. 4-0 A's lead.
On NBC Sports California is brought to you by the 2017 Jeep Cherokee with an EPA estimated 30 highway miles per gallon. By Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. By AAA, get a free canvas backpack. Restrictions apply. Go to AAA.com/roadtrip or to a AAA branch for details. By the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. And by Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV.
Hey, it's good effort with the Philadelphia A's and the Philadelphia Phillies. Two teams shared this town for, gosh, half a century. All right, so Daniel Migden back out there. A's have never gone an entire season without having a pitcher toss a complete game. Migden's going to try to do it tonight and get a shutout on top of that. 103 pitches as he faces J.P. Crawford, the 8th place hitter. First pitch is a little bit low. Hyun-Soo Kim, excuse me, Ray, a left-handed hitter, has come out into the on-deck circle.
At one time, you'd never look at 103 pitches start of the 9th inning as a big issue, but unfortunately, today's world it is. 100 pitches, kind of the magical mark. But I think this is an opportune time. The last complete game, coincidentally, was a shutout. That's what Mingden is trying to do tonight.
That one grounded to Lowry. Lowry scoops it up on to first, and that's out number 1.
It's the 15th ground ball out tonight, recorded by Daniel Mingden.
So here's Hyun-Soo Kim. He's a left-handed hitter. So how about those numbers?
That's great. That is tremendous.
It's a good ballpark to do that.
Exactly. That's it's a good point, because we're talking about that before, but you know the pitches per batter. Last inning he went 3 and 2 twice. Got a 3 and 1 the Hoskins, and only one other 3 and 2. So I mean, it's been a great night keeping the pitches down, and when you get 20 balls put in play with an out in the 9th inning, then that's exceptional.
There's a strike, and it's 0-2. So Mingden not messing around. Jumps ahead of Kim 0-2. Cesar Hernandez waits in the on-deck circle. Breaking ball is low. 109 pitches, so it is now a career high in pitches in a game for Mingden. Reach for, poked foul. So it's a very nice night, but a little bit humid. It was humid during the day. But with that said, Mingden has not had one of those real long innings that kind of takes a lot out of you. He's done a pretty good job of keeping his pitch count under control each and every inning. 1-2 pitches popped up. Maxwell flips the mask, coming back, and not enough room. So the count remains 1-2.
But to your point, Kai, you see the pitches have been down. You got a couple at 15. You know, you're looking at optimum 9 to 12, and he's been very close. But he's also, because the double play started by Olson, that was in the 6th inning. He's got one over the minimum. The other was the base hit that ended up at second base. So really just one runner in scoring position for the Phillies so far tonight.
Just missed. Trying to grab that outside corner.
Well, you're really looking at, of course, a close pitch there. Almost started to bring up the right arm. You're pitching on adrenaline now, and that's special about a pitcher pitch in the 9th inning.
2-2 pitch, good. Fastball threw it right by Kim, 2 outs. Strikeout number 6 for Mingden.
Well, did not mess around to get to 3-2. Went right after him on the 2-2, and that's good pitch selection, because we always talk about the 2-2 pitch. If you miss, and you're pretty much assuring everybody you're going to throw a fastball 3-2. He's done it tonight a couple of times. Had success 3 times, as a matter of fact.
Look out. First pitch to Hernandez, fouled into the seats.
If you ask him right now, and we hope to do that, right now at 114, he feels like he's just starting the game.
One pitch to Hernandez. A little bit low. Hernandez has grounded out 3 times. The last time in the 6th inning, that was that 3-6-3 double play turned nicely by Olson. Mingden kicks and deals low, 2-1. Post-game live presented by State Farm, coming up right after the ball game, so keep it right here in NBC Sports California. Mingden trying to get a shutout. Pitch number 117, here it is, and it's hit hard but foul.
Good change up with 2-1 count. Perfect time to throw it. Another 2-2 count as he go back to the heater that he struck at Kim, the pinch hitter. We shall see. It's called a fastball inside.
2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out, and what a way to finish. An outstanding performance by the ace, Daniel Migden. So his first career shutout is done in Philadelphia against a hot-hitting Phillies team. So Migden, first complete game by an A's pitcher in the last 186 straight games. Congratulations to Daniel Migden. He was in complete control tonight, and he gets the shutout, right?
Hey, happy for him, and I guarantee you, when we hopefully talk to him, he's going to say pitch count was not an issue. Happy to go out and complete the deal in the 9th inning. Outstanding.
2 hours and 43 minutes in front of 24,061. Daniel Migden and the Athletics shut out the Phillies 4-0. Time now for Ace Post Game Live, presented by State Farm. As we hand it to Mindy Bach, we're handing you a shutout, Mindy. How many pitches, Ray?
What is it?